So Nick and Caitlin, you guys have been with us at Bethlehem Church for a while, and got to know you, got to know your family, kind of watch up close and watch from afar, and seeing what God has done. So thanks for sharing your story with us. To give us a little background, how long you've been married, high school sweethearts, meeting college, give us a little bit of the background.
We've been married for 7 years now. So we had just met.
It's our mutual friends, my brother.
So in the newlyweds turns into young married, and then the young married and the plans and dreams, you ran into some obstacles that you didn't see. Tell us about those obstacles.
Yes, so we didn't know at the time, but I had some issues fertility-wise, so we knew that getting pregnant was going to be very hard for us, if at all possible. So we had, spent a year trying on our own and then a year doing fertility treatments.
Frustration with God in the whole process?
Very much so. I think I just decided I was mad, and I was mad at him for things going on in our marriage. I was mad at him for not giving me a baby. And I actually probably got to the point where I wanted to call it quits, but thank God I didn't.
What brought you to the point of adoption?
We clearly heard him, tell us to go through foster care training, which in hindsight we believe was just a step of obedience and being willing. And so we got to a place where we just believed that if we were willing, that he was able.
Yeah.
And I guess we kind of set our plan aside and just trusted him and decided to follow 100% whatever he had in store for us, that's what, we were going to do.
We were looking into adoption, but foster care was more our focus. But the week of our last class, out of the blue, on a Thursday, Jennifer emailed us and asked us if we had a baby in mind. So here we were going through foster care training, and all of a sudden we're presented, with a baby. And so I remember calling him, and, it didn't matter at that point. We didn't know the gender, the race, anything.
Sure.
Except that it was going to be born on Tuesday, so 5 days later. So I called him, we said yes. And then what normally takes 6 months probably.
Yeah, well, the home study would take a while. We crammed all that into
5 days.
5 days, pretty much, most of it over
The weekend.
Friday, Saturday, the weekend.
So we have Isla Grace. She's now 4. And then a year later, 3 days shy actually of Isla's first birthday, when all of our paperwork would have expired, we got an email from the same adoption company and said, "We have a birth mom and she picked y'all." So we said yes, not knowing what we were gonna do, but we just said yes. And so now we have Tilly Pearl.
And how old's Tilly?
She's 3, just turned 3.
And then
They're 14 months apart.
14 months
So
apart.
Then, fast forward to May of last year.
And she's sleeping all the time.
You couldn't
and,
figure out why I was
what's
so
wrong with my
tired.
wife? So we took a pregnancy test and we were pregnant.
Yeah, before going back to the doctor, and we were pregnant. So
things look much different now.
much different now.
What would you say to a family, to a mom, to parents that their plan or what they thought, things look different now, or things don't look quite what they thought?
Right. I think that, if we truly believed how good God was and that nothing bad comes from his hand, that we would surrender probably a lot sooner, and just to truly take him at his word, that, he's good and he has good in store for us, and just to, realize that his plan is better than what we ever could have imagined. The picture I had is not what we have, but what we have is so much more than that.